Boom. Extinction burst.
Fantastic video. Please watch if you haven't already. In it, he lays out, why are the Magus still angry? They won. What are they so mad about? And he talks about the escalation of bad behavior when things are dying out, when they're losing their power. I talked about this in a recent video, and I called out this video, but it was kind of buried where I talked about like 12 other things. So this video is just about that. So in that previous video, I talked about the extinction burst from the perspective of a parent, because this is something you see in early childhood. As children go through different developmental phases, they're doing it rapid fire, as infants, as toddlers, as young children. As they go into a new stage of development, the old ways have an extinction burst. And you definitely see this increase when you're working on different behaviors. For example, toilet training is a big one, weaning off pacifiers, weaning off bottles. Also, when you have things like when they first go to daycare or first go to preschool and they're forced to get out of their comfort zone and do things radically differently than they've been doing them before. This causes a behavioral regression where even though they've been doing, okay, so we'll use potty training as an example. Even though they've been doing so great and they're using the potty and they haven't had accidents for 3 days, and now suddenly they're having accidents or they're wetting the bed. The behavior is regressing to what it used to be before you installed the new behavior through training. Now, a lot of parents understandably get super frustrated when this happens because you're like, what the hell? What was it for? I thought we were through this. Why are we doing this again? Yeah, very relatable. But when you understand the cycle of extinction bursts and what happens, you can ride this phase out. So when you are cementing a new behavior and the new reality and the child goes through a regression, this isn't a sign that you're not moving forward. It's a sign that you are. And this is their last gasp of, oh no, wait, everything has changed. I don't want things to change. I want my diaper. I want my pull-up. I don't want to use the potty. They try to retreat into where they're familiar and what they're used to. And they scream and kick up an awful fuss to try to get what they want. As a parent, all we need to do is to calmly and firmly reinforce the new behavior. We can do that with empathy, but it still must be firm. I know you don't want to use the potty, but we are using the potty now. All done diapers. We're not buying diapers anymore. Bye-bye, diapies. And after a few days of this, maybe even just a day of this, my kids were pretty fast when it came to extinction bursts. When you are firm, in a very short period of time, the regression dies down and the new behavior is cemented in. And also, like, I don't know if this gives me any more credibility, but I'm a mom of twins. So I've had to do this like twice at once, and I have a singleton. So yes, the extinction burst is real, and this is how you ride it out. So okay, when we look at the world stage and we look at America politically, we can see the extinction burst of the old ways. We can see a resurgence in the bad behavior of racism, of capitalism, of cronyism, of all the icky, gross things that our nation has been founded on, and all the ways that the people who held power in those structures are fighting and kicking and screaming to retain their power and retain those structures. So what they're doing, we're seeing through this orange human who's rolling back all these regressions thanks to what? Project 25 or 2025? Yeah. They are rolling back one by one all of the progressive new changes that have been made in the past however many years. They're trying to take it back to when they didn't have to pee in the potty, to when they could wear diapers and just poop whenever they wanted to and didn't have to worry about who it affected. And can I tell you, that when I made this metaphor, it did not occur to me how apt and how perfect it would be because a certain commander-in-chief might still be in diapers. I can't. That might have been a new low for me. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, moving on. So then, what is the remedy? The remedy is holding firm in the new. And I've shared stories about judges who were blocking things and individuals who are not backing down. They're not going along with the demands. And states who are blocking certain orders of the immigration variety. We are seeing people firmly holding in the new and saying, no, we're not doing that. And we should also be seeing this personally. Yes, we're seeing protests. Yes, we're seeing people talk about it. But what's going to be important for us now is to also hold the line with the people in our lives who are in their own extinction bursts. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. We've all got a few someones in our lives who are trying, kicking and screaming to drag us backwards when America was great again, when America was white again. Now we can fight. back and we can rage and we can throw just as big a tantrum as they are, or we can firmly stand in the knowledge that, yeah, that's the old way. And as a society, we're trying to progress beyond that. And I can help you progress. I can teach you about all of these things that maybe you're not aware of, the reasons why we're progressing, the social awareness that we've gained to understand what life is like for minorities and people in a protected class, and help them understand why they need protection and why these laws and these policies exist. Now, listen, it is never your responsibility to fix or heal anybody else. That is never our responsibility. But I'm giving this to you as guidance for what you can do, what you can try, if it feels appropriate for the type of relationship you have. Or if at any rate, just if it helps you know, hey, you're not the only one going through this. We're all facing this. Remember, I've been talking about the microcosm and the macrocosm. It's happening on a broad scale as well as an individual scales in our communities and our families. There are so many people who are just perfectly comfortable with the way things were, and they're very uncomfortable with all the change. It's overwhelming. They don't like it. That's the psychological and emotional position they're coming from. So if you have it in you, you can approach it with compassion and empathy, or not. Remember, we talked about gray rocking as the Dreaming Woman Council, about removing your energy from people who are trying to use your chaos to fuel their chaos. We can simply say, no, I understand that certain people in power are trying to grasp more power by regressing, but as a people, as a society, we want more. We're moving forward. I know to a lot of you it may not seem like it, but that's why we talk about the undercurrents, both from, I'm talking about it from a spiritual energetic perspective, and people like Rich, who I'm stitched, are using psychological perspectives, and we're seeing a lot of historical political perspectives. When you zoom way out and you understand the trends, you understand the concepts and how they're applying to human behavior now, it helps you understand what's going on and why there's so much chaos. And having that understanding can be very soothing to say, okay, like humans are actually very predictable. And not only have we been here before, but we've been here so many times. There's a name for it and there's a pattern. So we can relax and sit back and watch the pattern emerge rather than getting embroiled in it or the drama or the fear that we're all going to be in diapers forever. You know what I mean?